Football is the game. Football is the game. All right, this is the Friday Soccer Paycheck live 420 here in the United States of America, the beautiful, gorgeous shorelines of Virginia Beach, Virginia, USA, on a very warm and sunny beach day. Everyone out there enjoying the bay and the water. We'll have to take a venture down there ourselves here after we wrap up the show. Arsenal and Southampton. A little stingy game here. So tune into that if you're around and get the scores for that as we go, as I will tend to forget about that game even happening. And we're going to try to actually breeze through here a little faster than usual. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll say this about Arsenal, and we'll talk about the table here right now, is they are really shooting themselves in the foot, man. They 2 goals each, really fast. I mean, of course, we have goal props over for Arsenal as well. I mean, we're looking good. I mean, 2 goals, 10 minutes in. All right, this should be an easy rest of the game, right? And then they go completely scoreless. They allow the opposition to come back and draw them now 2 times in a row. And whoa, just like this, the gap has closed between Man City and Arsenal. And a huge game coming up midweek. In terms of that, I think that's at the Etihad in Manchester. We'll have to take a look at that here in a second, see if there's a line on that game yet. But Arsenal, Southampton going on right now. So we'll see what happens. Man City actually can't keep pace, but they will have extra game to play. They have an FA Cup game against Sheffield this week, the championship team. So FA Cup game for them. Also another FA Cup game between Man United and Brighton. So those 2 teams will have that going on as well, and they will not be Premier Leaguing it. So a shorter card for the Premier League and just the 1 game shy in the championship, with Sheffield United being involved. But there you are, 4 points back is City. Man United, 11 points back of Man City, but they sit in 3rd place. Good job by them, 3 wins in a row. Newcastle waxed by our boys Aston Villa last time out. So their winning streak comes to the end. They have 56 points sitting right there in 4th. That will be good enough for Champions League if they can hold on to that. Tottenham upset at home last week with a bad loss there to Bournemouth. So there they are at 53 points. There's our boys Aston Villa climbing the ladder, 50 points. They have won 5 games in a row, and they have a really big match with Brentford this week. We'll talk about that. Brighton, 49 points. Liverpool, 47. Liverpool playing a little bit better lately for sure. Brentford is on a little bit of a losing tear here. So they're catching Aston Villa at a bad time, if you look at it that way. Fulham, they finally get off the snide after a losing streak. They get a win last week. So they are up to 42 points. Chelsea's been as disappointing as ever, 39 points. And now we start to get into relegation sketch mode here. Crystal Palace, 3 wins in a row, has them looking decent with 36 points. The Wolves with 2 wins in a row. should stay around likely 34 points. Bournemouth, 2 wins in a row for them, has them up to 33 points. So they're gaining a little bit of separation from the bottom of the pack. But here you go. These teams are definitely feeling the pressure. And I would say Bournemouth and the Wolves still are as well. Not so much for Palace. But West Ham, 31 points. Leeds, 29 points. Everton, 27 points. Relegation zone, 27 points for Nottingham, who is in it. Everton not by goal differential right now. 10 goal difference there. Minus 22 for Everton, minus 32 for Nottingham. Leicester City in relegation zone, 25 points. And Southampton right there with 23. So there's plenty of time to win 7 games each. You get 3 points a shot. Some teams have 8 games. So can you climb out of the cellar? You must start to win now. Only 3 wins for those last 5 teams: Leeds, Everton, Nottingham, Leicester, and Southampton. So only 3 wins there in the last 5 weeks overall. Pretty crazy. A lot of red losses. Let's get to the games. And we'll look at the FA Cup real quick. 2 games there. Brighton is a slight favorite over Man United, Sunday 11:30, and Saturday at 11:45, Man City and Sheffield. Just take Man City goals, whatever it is. They scored 6 against Burnley. They can score 6 on Sheffield for sure. And the other game, Brighton and Man U, will be a hard game to Man U is really getting a nice price. They did play in the Europa League this week, so maybe a little bit tired Man U maybe here. But that's a good game. I think I'm just going to stay away from it. I don't like to play with the FA Cup stuff too much. But I may take Man City goals over Sheffield. Okay, to the EPL slate. Saturday games, 7:30 a.m. Fulham and Leeds. I've heard a lot of talk for the over in this game by some sources. I guess it makes sense. Leeds gives up a ton of goals. They're a disaster on defense. They've given up 11 goals here just in the last couple of games. I think it's something like 20 goals in the last 5 games or 4 games or something like that. Fulham doesn't have Mitrovic. He's still red card suspension here. I don't know. This could get close. I don't know if I really trust the over here. I'm going to look for a better play. I hear about a lot of talk about taking it over just because Leeds is so bad and poor at defense right now. And, Fulham is at home, so they could put on a little bit of a show here. But Fulham is the 135 favorite. The draw is plus 240. I think I like that number the best, to be honest. But I think this game will be a pass for me at the end of the day. Leicester are plus 140 favorites at home against the Wolves, plus 200. I don't even know what to say about Leicester. I can't trust them. It's not like the Wolves are completely trustable either, though, in this scenario. Has Leicester really just quit on their team? I mean, these guys have to have some pride to want to stay up and not be relegated. So do we see a good effort at home by Leicester? Leicester home team goals? Only because they're the one team that showed that they can't score. And they did get one against Man City. I think Man City let the gas off a little bit in that game. I'm not going to give Leicester that much credit. And the 3-1 loss that they endured to the hands of Man City. But plus 500 for 3 goals for Leicester, maybe. Though Wolves just play such stingy, hard defense. I don't know. I could see this being an under game for sure. Let's see. UK weather. Let's get our hands on that. It is getting nice out, too. So goals are going up in the warm weather. Saturday, 56 degrees and cloudy. Sunday, we may have some rain. So we'll keep that in mind. But it's not cold. That's for sure. I don't know if I could trust Leicester. I might actually even like the Wolves at plus 200. But the fact that they are on the road at the King Power Stadium, I don't know. Just a weird game. I feel like I don't want any part of it. My first instinct is to run away. Aston Villa, plus 180 dogs at Brentford plus 150. The draw is plus 230. I think you could take Aston Villa here. Again, on the win. This could be a game that scores a lot of goals, again, for sure. We could have over 3.5, 4.5 goals. It really should have been an exotic over last week, just on Aston Villa alone, but Newcastle couldn't help the cause. To get the 5 goals is plus 610. I could see that happening here. That's a good number for 5 goals for these two teams, Brentford and Aston Villa. There could be definitely a wonky score here. There could be a team that scores 4 goals. I would trust Aston Villa to do that, with Brentford getting a couple maybe as well. So maybe over 5.5 goals is even in play here. For that number on over 5.5 is plus 1,500. Yeah, so that's not too bad. You can always take Ivan Toney as an anytime goal scorer. And you can always take Ollie Watkins as well as an anytime goal scorer. In fact, plus 155 for Toney and plus 185 for Watkins actually isn't too bad of a parlay for both of those guys to score in that game at Brentford. So we'll look for goals here in the Brentford-Aston Villa game. Liverpool is at home to Nottingham Forest. Liverpool is minus 600. Come back plus 1,500 for Forest. I don't see a scenario in which this is not a blowout at the hands of Liverpool. So we'll look at Liverpool home team goals here. They're trending better. They're only plus 235 to get the 4 goals. I'd like that to be more, but I think they can get the 5 goals at plus 560. So we're going to have to give that a chance, I think, ourselves. So I'll look at Liverpool home team goals. Crystal Palace at home against Everton. This is going to be a tough spot for Everton. Palace has some nice momentum. They're starting to actually find the back of the net and score goals. So maybe this is a good time to get on them on that goal prop. Everton does play a little bit stingy, hard-nosed defense, though. So maybe this is a lower scoring game, too. I'm not going to trust Everton with any goal scoring, but if I'm going to look at Palace, over 2.5 is plus 470. It's tempting. I feel like they're scoring better at home, where they're a complete shutdown, nil team forever. They have turned the page somewhat. So we'll see if they can rack it up there. All right, that's it for Saturday. We have 2 Sunday games, Newcastle and Tottenham and Bournemouth West Ham. We'll pass on the Bournemouth West Ham. In fact, I would actually maybe take Bournemouth at plus 180 at home. But that's going to be a pass at the end of the day. Newcastle and Tottenham. Tottenham's getting plus 330 to win at Newcastle. I think they could do that. Newcastle's a good team, but Tottenham's getting a real good number there at plus 330 just to win straight up. I would trust that. And if we're looking at goals, because Tottenham can always score. Whenever you have Kane, and Son even looks better now too. But over 2.5 away team goals for Tottenham is plus 750. So that's a number I could get behind as well. I think that Tottenham can win that game. And the game for Man City is at the Etihad at home against Arsenal, 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Other games, Chelsea, Brentford, Wednesday, West Ham, Liverpool, Wednesday, Southampton, Bournemouth, Thursday, Everton, Newcastle, Thursday, Tottenham, Man United on Thursday, and Tuesday we have 3 games as well. So 3 games every day. Wolves, Crystal Palace, Tuesday, Aston Villa, Fulham, Tuesday, and Leeds, Leicester, Tuesday. So all these games will be on a quick turnaround after the weekend of EPL and FA Cup, if you're participating in that. Our best plays this week, we'll look for Aston Villa over goals and the over in that game with Brentford and Aston Villa straight up. We got to ride that. We've been on them for months. Can't jump off it now. We'll look for Liverpool home team goals. We'll look for Tottenham to win straight up. And we'll take a stab here with Crystal Palace on their home team goals. They seem to be scoring a little bit more. It's going to be conducive weather for scoring. So Liverpool, Crystal Palace, all team goals, Tottenham team goals, and Tottenham to win. And then Aston Villa to win, Aston Villa team goals over 2.5. And also Brentford, Aston Villa combined over 4.5. I would even maybe try 5.5. Away team Aston Villa over 2.5 is plus 540. Okay, let's look at the championship. Burnley should be able to clinch at any point. They've drawn out here now 3 of the last 5, so they've taken the foot off the gas just a little bit. But a 10-point lead still over Sheffield with 6 games left to play here. Sheffield in second with 82. And then they have a somewhat comfortable lead here over the 3 through 6. Now, if you finish 3 through 6, that is your playoff. 3 will play 6, and 4 will play 5. And the winner of this little mini tournament gets promotion. Burnley has already earned promotion. They just have not won the championship. And Sheffield looking to earn promotion here sooner than later. But 3 through 6 is Luton, Middlesbrough, Millwall, and Blackburn. So 64 is the playoff point number to get to right now. We have 5 teams with 63 or 62 points. So pretty tight. West Brom, Coventry, Sunderland, Norwich, and Preston, who's made a nice strong push here at the end. All within 1 game striking distance of being there. Watford and Swansea, 59 points each. How about Swansea? They've turned it around here. 4 wins here of their last 5. Bristol is 53, Birmingham 53, Hull 53. So those teams still with hope with 5 games left to play for them. But you must win now. And then we start to fall off. 46 points. Figure none of these teams are safe here. Rotherham, 46. Cardiff, 45. Huddersfield, 44. And Queen's Park Rangers, 44. Queen's Park Rangers sliding all the way down to relegation here. Reading getting out of trouble virtue of all their draws. And a couple big draws here lately. One with Burnley even. So Reading, 43 points, is in relegation right now. Blackpool, 38 in relegation. And Wigan, 37 points here in relegation. They're the team. Blackpool and Wigan here both in the most trouble. Reading can get out of it, but they need the win. And QPR, Huddersfield, Cardiff, Rotherham better watch their backs. But we have 5 or 6 games left to play, mainly there. Let me look at the menu real quick. Let's see if we find any good games, and we'll get on out of here. I like those EPL plays, though. I like the Liverpool goals. I can definitely see them blowing it out. And you got to ride the Aston Villa angle again with the over and Aston Villa. So we'll go there. Let's see here. Saturday, 10 a.m. Coventry host Reading. I guess Coventry wins. Maybe look for Coventry team goals. Now, look, team goals have been hard to come by here in the championship lately. I don't know why, but we are due for a bust-out weekend. So maybe this is it. Coventry home team goals over 2.5. I would take a look at that. Bristol and Rotherham, I would pass. Wigan and Millwall. Millwall they're up there, but they just don't blow anyone out. And Wigan is the worst team allowing the most goals. Maybe this is the week Millwall does get goals. So over 2.5 away team goals is plus 500. Yeah, good price. We'll take that with Millwall. We'll give it a shot. Birmingham and Blackpool. Birmingham should win this game. Can they blow out Blackpool? I guess maybe. If Blackpool's completely mailed it in and have quit, maybe. I don't know. So Birmingham home team goals is plus 430 there. Norwich and Swansea. Good game here. This could be an over game. Swansea played an over game earlier this week with Preston, 3-2. We actually had that. So over 3.5 goals in this one. Combined effort is plus 225. Over 4.5 is plus 580. But the away team, Swansea, is plus 750 for 3 goals. And they've been getting there here lately. And they're always kind of a threat. I feel like they always get you 2 anyway. Sometimes they get that skunk, but that's what happens in soccer. So Swansea team goals plus 750 looks good. Burnley and QPR, this could be a bludgeoning. Burnley's due to score a ton of goals. They've had to deal with a few injuries, though, and they really haven't been blowing teams out. I feel like they've let down, but they need to wrap up this championship once and for all. So home team over 2.5 is plus 176. Home team over 3.5 is plus 500. I think Burnley can get 4 goals against QPR. Cardiff and Stoke will pass. Hull and Watford will pass. Preston and Blackburn, I think we pass, although Preston has been playing better. Blackburn just doesn't do it for us. Every time we need them for an over, they screw us. But maybe this is the week. Preston has been dominantly an under team overall, so I don't know. Sunday morning, 7 a.m., West Brom and Sunderland. This could be a Sunday morning early shootout for sure. So over goals in this, over 3.5 plus 245, and over 4.5 is plus 620. West Brom, Sunderland, I think can be an over. And Luton and Middlesbrough, we'll look for Middlesbrough to win on Monday. They're a good team. Plus 200 is a nice price to win that game at Luton. And Luton has played well, but I think Middlesbrough is just better. And at plus 200, I'll take a shot with Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough always covers their team goals. They always do. So away team goals for Middlesbrough is over 2.5 is plus 630. Man, they're giving you some good prices on the team goals this week. So there's going to be some action for sure. All right, team goals in the championship. We'll take Coventry all over 2.5. Coventry, we'll take Millwall. We'll do a combined effort, Norwich and Swansea, and also Swansea team goals over 2.5. Over 4.5, we'll try with Norwich and Swansea. We'll try Burnley to get to 3.5 goals. And we will try Middlesbrough with their team goals. And we'll try another collaborative over with West Brom and Sunderland. Yes, there's some opportunity here. Cardiff, Stoke, I want to try an over there. Cardiff scored 3 goals last week. I feel like Stoke has been kind of an over team, but not really lately. I don't know. That could be a 1-1er is the problem there. And then, yeah, maybe Birmingham, we take a shot with their team goals. There's a lot of opportunity maybe in the championship. Again, we haven't had the one real super high scoring week, although everyone has been getting goals, just not that third or fourth. And that could be this week with the good weather again. So we'll try it all maybe at the end of the day. But those are the teams there. And then again, Liverpool, Aston Villa over. And what else did we like there? I'm already forgetting. Let's see here. Arsenal with their hands completely full with Southampton. Unbelievable here. Liverpool, Brentford, Aston Villa over. Crystal Palace will take a shot with that home. Oh, yeah, and also Tottenham. We like them as well. All right, guys, this is America's favorite gambling show, the Friday Soccer Paycheck. Once again, broadcasting from the Deep End Studios here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. So we'll go ahead and get on out of here. Good weather. We could see some goals. Hopefully they come in for us. Hopefully they come in for you. And we can have a very, very glorious weekend. All right, guys. Good luck. Oh, special edition. What the Puck is going on. 6 p.m. tonight before the playoff games. So tune into that. I will be your host. All right, guys. Thanks.